Evening, everyone. What a time to be alive. The 2025-2026 season has well and truly kicked off. We are into our second game against Man City. And of course, we end up walking out of there 2-0 winners. I've got to be honest, I didn't see that coming. I don't even think Mystic Meg would have seen that coming. A few of the guys did call it out in my predictions. But for me, I thought this was going to be a very, very tight, difficult game. Man City got a wealth of talent on that bench. And we saw some of them coming on. Phil Foden, Rodri, Akai. You can see the talent there. And of course, little old Tottenham, we do have a decent record there. We have a decent record against Pep Guardiola. But new season, new start. We thought it would be a little bit more difficult than that. Now, let's be honest, it wasn't an easy game. I'm not trying to play it down that was an easy game, because it wasn't an easy game. We come under an awful lot of pressure. But the defence was impenetrable. They did not want to let anything in. They wanted that clean sheet as much as we wanted to see the goals go in at the other end. Couple of really, really classy interventions. I'm thinking of one specifically where Mickey van der Ven threw himself at it. Pedro Porro as well, with a couple of really good strong blockage. Romero as well, doing exactly the same. So I thought that defensively we looked really, really strong. Spence again with another really decent performance. A real unsung hero for me. I think he works really hard up that side, and he's such a cool guy, such a cool, laid-back kind of character. But he just goes away and does his business. Vicario as well, couple of really good saves in that game. So when he was called upon, he did the business. So really, really pleased that he was able to do that. A clean sheet is a massive achievement. It really does work well, considering how leaky we were last season, especially at set pieces. And today I felt that we handled them, really, really, really well. There was nothing. I was never concerned at any of them. So yeah, really, really pleased. To be honest with you, I did think that we would go with a more PSG type defence. I thought we'd go 5 at the back and really try and kind of stifle the game out. But actually, Thomas Frank went, no, we could put the 4 in there. We'll put the 4 in there, and then we've got a solid midfield there with Polina and Bentancur. We're going to have Sarr in front of them, and he's going to be our, he's going to drop, but he's going to kind of control the game as well. And fair play. I would say that Sarr has probably been one of our players of the season. I know it's 2 games in, but I'm kind of thinking back to, pre-season and the work that he's done. He's been immense, really grown up, I think. And bear in mind, he's still a really, really young man. But he worked so hard. He was everywhere on that pitch, and quite rightly, although you could make an argument for a lot of the players, he won the man of the match today. Richarlison didn't get a goal, but fair play to him. He worked really, really hard, didn't stop running, and was able to lay on the cross for Johnson at the back post. Johnson again, Ole Ole, ringing in my ears. I thought that was excellent. Really good positional play from Johnson. Made it up and did what he needed to do. Put it in the back of the net. It's not an easy chance, that ball's coming at you. You've got the defender running back at you. You've got the keeper right in front of you. He still managed to sweep that home for that 1-0. And we were in dreamland, weren't we? I'm out with the South Dorset Spurs boys watching it in the club. And, we were in dreamland. We couldn't believe it, to be fair. So, of course, and then on top of that, he also got involved in the goal, the second goal with Polina, grabbing his first one for the club. Okay, mistake by the goalkeeper, kind of passing it out from the back, but put under pressure by Richarlison. drew the kind of mistake and all the rest of it. Pulled himself out of the way at the right time. He could have been quite greedy and tried to get to it. Pulled himself out of the way. Paulinho had the better opportunity, put it in the back of the net, and that really meant something for him. And I have to say, I thought Paulinho had a really good game. I thought he was immense in that midfielder. He was running everywhere, getting involved defensively. He was dropping deep and putting the blocks in when he needed to. So again, a really strong performance from him. And of course, what review can you do without talking about Mohamed Kudus? How good was he again today? What a top player we've got on our hands there. Really, really strong, hard to get off the ball, and worked like a Trojan trying to get through that and make sure that he was influencing the game. I was really, really pleased for him. And of course, the fans were singing his name. He's got his new song. And that's great to hear as well. I love to hear the new songs coming out because, you've got to keep it fresh. You've got to get behind the players. And they love it. We see them, don't we, in different videos where they're actually singing the songs that we sing on the terraces. So don't tell me they don't know, and don't tell me they don't enjoy the fact that they've got their own song, right? So yeah, really, really chuffed for him as well. But I think, ultimately you could call out any player in that team today. I thought they all worked extremely hard and did their bit, and it felt very much like a team effort. Very much like a team effort. They were so keen not to let a goal in because of the problems we've had last season where, we were giving away goals for fun, stupid goals, lack of concentration, all that sort of stuff. Feels very much like there's a new lesson in there. We're not going to let that happen. We are not going to be, soft. We are going to be as hard as we can be. We're going to be as tough and as resilient as we can be. And I thought that really, really showed through today. And I was really, really pleased. In terms of predictions, like for me, I'd kind of gone with a 1-1. I thought if we could get a draw out of this, I'd really take it. But, fair play to them. They wasn't going to let that happen. They went there with confidence. And it would be easy considering, the knockbacks we've had this week, the disruption and all the rest of it with the Eze thing and all the rest of it. You could kind of be forgiven for thinking, is Richarlison going to turn up? Hearing his name kind of linked with, a swap deal. Although, to be fair, Thomas Frank said that's not the case. Essentially don't believe all the rumours that you hear because, Richarlison came and saw him and said, I want to be here. And Thomas Frank said, I'm glad because I want you here. You are a top player. You're my number 9. You're Brazil's number 9. And I want to keep you firing on all cylinders. And to be fair to him, he's kind of shown that. Now, whether that's because of the World Cup round the corner, could well be an extra bit of edge for him. But long may that continue. If his head's right and he's feeling fit and he's feeling fine, that's good for me. And it was quite interesting at the end when he made his changes. He took off Johnson and brought on Ole Ole, so a like for like in terms of position. And he also took off Richarlison and brought on Solanke. Again, a like for like in terms of position. I thought that, I did think that Ole Ole did really well when he came on. Very tricky player, very direct, running at the defence and everything. And I thought that was probably exactly what we needed. Johnson's not that player. Johnson is a backup striking, kind of arriving late, deep runner type of player. But then you've got Ole Ole, who's kind of a tricky winger who kind of puts the pressure on and runs at people and commits them. And I thought that was really good. And I felt, again, I thought Solanke did really well. I thought he came on, he's getting back to fitness, needs time to find his groove. But I think if he can find his groove with Richarlison in this kind of form, I think we've got a couple of really good strikers on our hand that can score the goals. And like I say, with a player like Johnson able to come at the back stick as well, and then we've got other goals in this team. We've seen from set pieces with Van der Ven, Romero, they can both do a set piece and get a goal. Porro's another one who's always one to pop up with a goal here and there. So there is goals within this team if we could get them in the right positions. But it feels like the attitude is there, the camaraderie is there, the determination is there, and it also feels very much like the organisation is there, and each player knows what they're trying to do. So overall, great performance. Really happy with it. And 2 games in, 2 unbeaten. Burnley, we beat them easily last week. They turned up and they won today, beating Sunderland. I understand, who had a good result themselves the week, last week. So it just shows that there can be a little bit of movement in some of those results. So it's all good. It's all good news, and really happy with it. And we look forward to the next game. Ultimately, I just want to say thanks for watching. As always, it's always good to have you here. If you don't subscribe to the channel, please do think about doing that, because it doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out massively. I'm seeing all these channels gaining loads and loads of viewers, and I'm kind of stuck here on me 2,000 odd. So yeah, if you could do that, feel free to leave a comment. I read them all, respond to a lot of them. It's good. I enjoy that because I get to know the people that are watching and understand how they're feeling about different things as well. And just to let you know, I will be back on Monday night, live show at 8:30 with the boys from Essex, where we can dissect this game and the Eze situation and have a good old therapy session on that. So if you're free and you want to come along, please do, and let us know you're there. Thanks for watching. Up the Spurs.